will not patronize you by telling you which is which, but the president, the chairman is to the right, and Secretary General LaRocque is to his left, and we'll invite the chairman to make an opening statement. And then we'll invite your questions. Could you please take off your cell phones, or at least put it on silent? And when question time comes, state your name and the agency that you represent. His Excellency the President.
Thank you. Merci. Thank you, Mr. Secretary General. Thanks to the press for being here and allowing me to expose my view on what's happening within the CARICOM. It is my pleasure to be here in Guyana on my very first visit. My only regret is that there is not enough time to see more of the country. This is a very important visit for me as chairman of CARICOM. In fact, I thought it was my duty as chairman to visit the headquarters of the community, to meet with the Secretary General and the hardworking staff of the CARICOM Secretariat of the trade opportunities available globally and regionally, so that our products would meet the standards demanded by the various countries. Haiti is taking the lead in this area, and in fact, last night, my ministers of Trade and Foreign Affairs held discussions on this matter with the ministers of Industry, Trade and Tourism, of Agriculture and Foreign Affairs of Guyana, and with the Secretary General and his technical officers. We agreed that a team from the CARICOM Secretariat would travel to Haiti in a few weeks to look at the work which is already being done in Haiti and to discuss the possibilities for applying the Haitian project on traceability and its approach to all CARICOM members. And earlier this afternoon, after my discussions with His Excellency the President of Guyana, our two countries signed a memorandum of understanding on this matter. We also spoke about follow-up to our decisions regarding security, on transportation, and launch of the approved CARICOM Aid for Trade strategy. We also discussed moving ahead with a concentrated program of assistance to help Haiti participate more fully in CARICOM. We agreed that a team from the CARICOM Secretariat headed by the Secretary General would visit Haiti for a full and comprehensive briefing on the activities of CARICOM and how this important work can directly assist Haiti. The discussions will be with the government of Haiti, ministers and officials, as well as with the private sector and civil society. It will include a focus on the specific things Haiti has to do to participate fully and benefit from the CARICOM single market and economy. In the area of health, we have been an integral part of regional initiatives. For example, the Pan-Caribbean Partnership Against HIV/AIDS, the PANCAP, and very soon, we will explore with the newly established Caribbean Public Health Agency, CARFA, collaboration in other areas of specific interest to Haiti. There is a lot that we are doing at the regional level that can be supportive of our member states. We must tell our people and officials about this so they can appreciate our CARICOM more. Not only the good work being done by the CARICOM Secretariat, but also by our institutions and agencies. For example, we had a very good meeting in Haiti earlier in March with the Vice Chancellor of the University of the West Indies and his team. The University of the West Indies and our Ministry of Education and our universities will be working together to strengthen tertiary education in Haiti. We will be looking at areas such as management, public administration, agribusiness, entrepreneurship, and tourism management. The Secretary General is also going to help us approach the Caribbean Examination Council in the near future to begin discussion on standards for secondary education. All in all, we had a very productive discussion, and I look forward to working with the Secretary General and his staff, as well as with Guyana and the other CARICOM members, to ensure that we can make meaningful progress for the benefit of all our people. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. President. Mr. General, would you like to say a few words? All I would also want to say is just once again to welcome His Excellency to the headquarters, CARICOM Secretariat. We had a very fruitful discussions, and as you heard from His Excellency, we had an excellent exchange and follow-up on the decisions which we took at the intersessional board. But I think with those few words, I'm sure the press.
Questions Damarawe, sir. Could you say how far along is Haiti in getting your people ready to benefit specifically from the movement in Caribbean?
We are working. This morning again at the meeting, we addressed this issue. There are many criteria. First of all, we know that Haiti is having an economical problem. You cannot just allow everyone to get out of the country looking for a job. It would probably be a massive exodus. So we are working closely with the Bureau to find the better way to allow everyone to be able to have free movement. But we have decided, and it's being implemented, that business people who already have visas, who can go to the United States, to Canada, to Europe, can travel freely. But as far as those who have not been able to travel, we need to ensure that such policy don't create some type of invasion. Who are looking for jobs. In that matter, we are looking at bringing jobs to them. For example, we have spoken about it. Haiti is a market. Instead of having the Haitians come here looking for a job, why don't entrepreneurs from here go to Haiti, create these jobs, and we can, both countries, benefit from this type of collaboration.
If I may, sir.
Yes,
Sir,
Paul McAdam, Gino, Officer President. Sir, do you have, what do you have? What is your view on the amount of aid major earthquake a few years ago? What percentage, are you happy with the amount of aid you've been getting so far?
I would say that right after the earthquake, the world focused on Haiti's situation. And because it was a major catastrophe, nothing was organized. As Haitian, we didn't cultivate, we are not ready.
We need to, we were not used.
We are not ready for such a catastrophe. We never lived it before. Our construction code did not help at all if we had one. So the catastrophe was such where the aid came without any type of organization. So how much money was spent? A lot. How? No one knows. Was it enough? If it had been more coordinated, we would have been able today to show results. But at first, it was a matter of saving lives, feeding people, giving them water. Today, we are living two situations. First of all, money that was promised to Haiti has not been delivered. But the second situation is, as the money is not being delivered, as Haitian, we are taking this as an opportunity to get out of aid, donation, assistance, and we're showing the opportunities that this major catastrophe is offering to investors. I hope that enterprises from the region can come today and see Haiti not as a country who's been hit by an earthquake and people are dying today and crying, but see that as an opportunity to come and revigorate the energy sector, revigorate the agriculture sector, revigorate the reconstruction. We need ports, airports, roads, buildings. So there are things that can be done where we will create jobs, because what we really want is to create jobs for our people. So no, the money promised has not been allocated. Of the money that has been allocated, the Haitian government didn't get to himself spend that money. So today we cannot even say how much exactly. We cannot show what was done, and unfortunately, we could say that we're responsible because we were not organized, but we did not ourselves get this money on hand to do things. So today we're telling Haitians that only we can change Haiti, and it's not through aid, it's through trade.
Charmaine, sir, could you say, having experienced that disaster, what, if any, do you have a disaster preparedness plan in place?
Certainly. We have a building code now. We have reinforced the DBC, the Civil Protection Unit. We have formed, prepared, trained many secouristes, relief workers. So in a year and a half, let's say 2 years, we have done as much we could do. But to be honest with you, the hundreds of thousands of homes that were built before the earthquake, but that were not destroyed by the earthquake, and were built without respecting any code, since we didn't have one. If we have another major earthquake today, don't get me wrong, although I have said that we have moved forward, we will be in a very strange situation. So at least having lived such a catastrophe today, the people are more prepared. But to tell you that today we are fully prepared to survive another catastrophe of that magnitude, it would be right.
Two more questions. Tracy and then the at the back.
Sir, somewhat related question to this too. The minister staff reduced by 30% by 2016. Is your government in favor of that, and is Haiti ready to give it, take up the slack?
Well, this question could drive us to a real debate. First of all, on a sovereign country, we could ask, what is a foreign force doing? But we cannot say that because we agreed on doing it, because us Haitians did not manage well. So we got to the point where we needed a force to come and help us maintain peace. But looking at the amount of money being spent, I think it's $800 million per year. I'm wondering if investing this money into reconstruction, development wouldn't have been a better investment. Because security, yes, but the real insecurity will prevail when you have people who are not working, people who are looking for food, people who are hungry, people who want to feel free, because poverty is a problem. So the real issue is not reducing the minister. It should be converting the mission from a security standpoint to a development standpoint. At the last summit in Haiti, the CARICOM summit, the Attorney General of the United States was present, talking about insecurity in the region. Haiti was not mentioned as one of the first top 3 countries in the region who are insecure. So contrary to what's being said, Haiti is not insecure. We have the summit without a minor incident, without a minor incident. And to be honest with you, it's not because we had deployed an excess amount of force. There's just no insecurity. There is insecurity all over the world. You know how it happens. Something happened, it's an accident. So, I would say the real thing we need to do now is, and I have spoken to the Secretary General, the UN Secretary General, Mr. Ban Ki-moon, about it. We need to think more about sustainable development than insecurity. The top 3 countries named for being insecure in the region, Haiti was not part of it. And the countries, the top 3 countries have no force maintaining security. Haiti was not one of the top, has one. We wonder why. But Haitian asked for it, it's there. We're very happy with the job they're doing, but we are very much having discussion to see how we can move that mission, transform that mission.
I have a question. Yes, you.
President Martelly.
And you are?
My name is Marcel. So I'm going to start with you, sorry. President Martelly, it's not the first time we've heard you saying to your fellow CARICOM leaders, invest in Haiti. This is something you need to do for us to help the development. What has been the response from the leaders, one, that you have to constantly say this? And my question is twofold. To what the next US CARICOM summit could soon be coming. You mentioned that you would have said some things to the US. Could you tell us what would be on Haiti's plate? What would you be discussing at this US CARICOM meeting? Areas of interest.
Huh?
Two questions. The first one is on attracting investment into Haiti from CARICOM. What has been the response from the...
Let me answer this in the next question. Okay, you're saying that I've been insisting. I don't think I've been insisting, and I don't think I will stop insisting either. The thing is, things seems to be so simple, and yet they are not. I became a president getting out of a musical podium, jumping on a presidential podium without knowing what being a president was. Needless to tell you that I myself didn't know, and probably I'm still discovering what CARICOM really is. And as I'm discovering, I'm more and more getting involved and getting to appreciate what CARICOM is and what they can bring to the region. So I could have said something a year ago, but it's not like you push a button and it happens. Through meetings, through discussions, you're getting to know people, and better relations are happening, and things are moving forward. I can tell you that we haven't changed the face of Haiti through CARICOM, but already through my presence at the last 2-3 summits, meeting with the leaders, meeting with the Secretary General, I can tell you that there is a relation that's being built. And through this, more consideration, more confidence, more assurance. And today we're talking about serious matters. That example that I gave on having countries like probably Guyana produce, let's say, rice for Haiti, probably have Haitians come here for a season to work the rice, where it will benefit both countries. These are things that are being spoken, discussed. Regional transportation, these are being discussed today. Unfortunately, it doesn't happen overnight. Just as I'm telling my people in Haiti, building the palace might take the remaining 3 years of my mandate, just the palace. also rebuilding a country will take time. Just like getting to agree on something so sensitive as cooperation, how to do it without hurting one side, or for this project not to be benefit just to one side, but to both. So it's taking time. We're moving in the right direction. In the past, Haiti, even as a member of CARICOM, was present but absent. Today, I think we are more present. Today, we are more involved. Today, we understand more what CARICOM is. And yet, today, again, at the meeting this morning, we propose that a group, that CARICOM, the Secretary General, comes down to Haiti and talk to the whole cabinet. So the cabinet, the Haitian government, can really understand, can fully understand how they can beneficiate from what CARICOM has in so many different sectors. That was for the first question. The second question I didn't even understand. Because my English is not that great. I'm trying.
What was the second question?
Okay. This morning we presented a draft on the question that you're asking. What will be the discussions among us between the United States and the region? We will be discussing questions like security for the region, fighting crime, narco-traffic, drugs. These are issues that are common to the region. And not just that, real development, trade. The draft, that letter is ready. The elements, I have asked the Secretary General to select exactly what the elements will be, so we can have a good plaidoirie, enough elements to convince the United States to come and sit at the table with us so we can work together. Because trying to think that we are probably small islands, excuse me, but an environmental catastrophe in Haiti will hurt not just the region, not just Haiti or the region, humanity. So it's very important that we, as a region, sit down. Such a big country, the United States of America, so we can really together identify what can be done to resolve a few issues that remain some concern for the region, for the United States, for humanity. So these elements, you will know about them once the Secretary General when he writes, when he drafts the letter. Enough English for today. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. Thank you, members of the media. And we wish you a safe journey and your delegation. Thank you very much for coming again.
Thank you.